This repair has taken me over 4 years to do. 4 years ago, I received the Sega Saturn that was not reading discs. The owner tried replacing the CD drive themselves, but had no luck. With my very limited knowledge and skill, I tried doing a recap, hoping that would fix the problem. I actually did this repair on a live stream back then, and this is where I met Luke from Retro 6, and with his help, we were able to get some sort of reading with the drive. And for some reason, I filmed this, so if I had to watch it, you do too.
4 years later.
I guess it's time to get back to this one, so I pulled out the old disk drive and I'm going to replace it with this. This is a Fenrir Duo, and what's the do? Well, with the Fenrir, you'll never use your old CD drive. Simply replace it with the Fenrir by removing the disk drive and plug both Fenrir cables. No soldering required. Now I do repairs for free, but modding I usually don't, but because I've had this for 4 years, I may as well. Now it cost me $147 US, which converted is $210 Canadian, which isn't bad considering the price of Saturns. Oh, they're only $100. I probably should have looked at that first. We're just gonna ignore that for now. So I opened up the system and looked at some of my old soldering work, and it's effective, but not very good, so I'm probably gonna end up redoing it. But for now, we're just gonna install this. There's plenty of directions on how to install the board itself, but these 3D prints, I couldn't really find anything on them, but we'll talk about that in a bit. We have two ribbons here. One's a 21 pin, one's a 20 pin. This is because some board versions have the 20 and others have the 21. So let's find out what we have. I compared the old ribbon to one of the new ribbons and found that it was smaller, so obviously we have the 20 pin. I'm not going to go over how to install the board. There's plenty of directions, but this 3D print I could not figure out. I had to modify it a little bit just to make it fit. When I thought I had it, I tried to put the lid back on and it wouldn't fit, so I have no idea. I think traditionally you just kind of throw the board in there and forget about it, but I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to jerry-rig this little foam connection here and use a little bit of hot glue to make it stick. Yes, it's kind of janky, but I think it's a little more effective than just having a free-floating board or 3D prints that don't actually work. That being said, I could just be a goof and don't know how the brackets work, so if you know, please leave me a comment. This needs a micro SD full of games, but I'm not going to show that in this because of potential legal reasons. The battery door was missing and I was going to buy one, but they were all 3D prints, so I just printed one myself for free. This was designed by Twisted Symphony and it worked great. Anyhow, speaking about 3D prints and spending a lot of money on a free repair, if you don't have a 3D printer, PCBWay does CNC machining and 3D printing, and you can easily have one of these doors made for $5. They have a bunch of options for 3D printing, and if you use the link in my bio, you'll save $5 off your first order. So after all this time with the Fenrir installed, we have a bunch of glitchy stuff on this screen. And I'm pretty sure this is a time and date and like language selection screen. I can blindly navigate through it and get to the Fenrir screen, but it's the same jarbled mess. I can't read anything on it, unfortunately. Looking back at the previous footage I have and seeing that CD screen and kind of the artifact in the back, I think that this was a thing the whole time. I just didn't catch it back then, so back to the drawing board. After sticking my finger somewhere that shouldn't be, I got a nasty shock and destroyed the power board, so I'm gonna have to revisit this. I let the magic smoke out. Well, see you next time. Save the consoles or blow them up, I guess.